I play League of Legends, and I'm really looking forward to the 2v2 v2v2 game mode. I also think that modern gamers are weak. They don't want to improve, they're casual, and they're entitled to the point where if someone else is trying to win too much, they get offended. And that's really all coming together for this new game mode. And these soft gamers are complaining about people trying to win in this new game mode, because somehow the impression was that the 2v2 v2v2 mode was going to be for fun. That was going to be like Nexus Blitz. It was going to be like Earth. But the thing is, it's actually a competitive mode. It's going to have a ranked ladder, and guess what? Winning is fun. And I don't have these thoughts for just League of Legends. I feel like it applies to most of gaming and also just society in general right now. That social media has made millennials and Zoomers soft. Too much narcissism, too much entitlement, and no desire for personal growth, and then just kind of spilling over and ruining everything, including games. We see this with like skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty. My primary game, Pokemon, is dead in the West. People just try to like rip off other teams, go 0-4 with them, and then never play again because they don't like losing, but they also don't want to improve. They just want free wins. And at the first sign of discomfort, these kids start crying. So again, this is what I want to break down. So the 2v2 v2v2 game mode isn't even on live servers yet, and they're already ruining it. That's right, playing to win is ruining the not for fun, but I want it to be for fun game mode that's being tested on the public beta environment. Even though Taric Master Yi is a classic combo that is very well established in League of Legends, used to be crazy with the funnel strategies, but you saw it before, and you still see it from time to time, to where, you know, if someone picks Taric support, they're like, yo, I can go Master Yi jungle, or the other way around, like, oh, I have Master Yi jungle, I've got Pocket Taric, and then we can do some nasty things and tear up the game. So, champions that have synergy together are being played together, and that's ruining the game mode. 6,000 likes, almost 7,000 likes on almost 500,000 views. And then the cope. That's why the PBE exists. It will be patched before going live. And like I said, everyone is crying about it. Now, I'm a huge fan of LS, and I try to have the same analytical approach when I play Pokemon for my own game sense development. So yeah, like optimizing a game is what you should be trying to do if you're playing to win. And you should be playing to win games, especially team games. Like these casuals, they want to have fun, ruin other people's experience, and then they get upset when people get mad at them for ruining experiences or not taking games seriously. This is why Asian gamers have been dominating the West pretty much forever, but it's worse now than ever because there's just no competitive drive, especially with like North American or English players. So yeah, bro is immune to having fun because LS wants to find a subreddit or Discord for 2v2 v2v2 discussion, trying to see how people are approaching analytical stuff surrounding it. Wow, so like trying to understand the game and develop game sense and work to discover new strategies before anyone else so you can win more is unfun? Like, see, I don't understand that. That's the whole fun of gaming to me, is solving the game, or at least making significant progress in the game to be better than other people. Because winning is fun. And there is like a weird hypocrisy to casuals because their response will be something like, oh, but I'm playing to win, but they're not playing to win as hard as other people, and then they still get upset at a loss, and then they get upset when other people get upset at them for losing. I don't know. And then like, there's just more of this. So, played 2v2 v2v2, they said. It'll be fun, they said. And then, yeah, mono comps and people run the same thing. That is lame. But that's also, like, not this whole try-harding immune to fun thing, because this is another issue I have with, like, League of Legends players and also Pokemon and everything else, is when they just copy meta builds and stuff without applying game sense or using it to augment their own personal skill set. Like, some loser in League of Legends just downloads Mobifier and think that that's going to make them better, even though it is not a crutch for their terrible game sense or terrible skill in any way, and then they get, like, upset over that. So yeah, like, tier lists are fine, but you just can't worship it, and everyone's tier list is going to be different. There's not going to be a perfect tier list or perfect understanding of the game. You can't just copy one, commit to it, and then get mad at everyone else, even though you might be the one taking a flawed interpretation of the guide of the list and stuff like that. Happens in Pokemon all the time, and it's a really big reason why ranked League of Legends is unplayable, but it's also mostly Western players. They're bad, they don't want to improve, they don't want to develop, so they just kind of yoink other things. But that, again, that doesn't make up for their lack of skill, and then everyone's suffering because now they're playing things they have no idea how to play, or they don't know how to interpret the tier list or what their guide is telling them. But also, a lot of these are classic combos. Rengar Ivern, yeah, that's a thing. Ivern is just a very strong pick right now, and he's a strong pick. So, like, you put a lot of strong champions together. There is some abusive stuff. Riot has said they're going to do, like, patches before it goes live. But, yeah, like, it'll be fun, they said. I mean, okay, learn how to counter it. Like, if you're a one-trick, and you are completely incapable of playing anything else, and your one-trick just happens to be bad in the game mode, you kind of have no right to complain because you don't have a universal skill to apply to other game modes or various situations. 0 parental figures found in this disgusting screenshot. 0 parental figures found in the people complaining. So yeah, the game mode was supposed to be fun, even though it has a ranked mode, and now everyone's crying and complaining about it because they're not having the fun they were expecting. Yi Taric 2v2 for sure shouldn't be permaban, 150k damage. Wow, the combo. Wow, Taric's not really doing that much damage. And sure, they get first place, and then they have, like, a little bit more damage than second place, and then, like, third and fourth kind of got bodied. And, I mean, there's also a lot of other things to it. If you're just, like, randoms, and you pick 2 champions that don't have any synergy together, and then you're going up against someone that's coordinated, again, like, it's a ranked mode, you should be playing games to win, and it's not on the other people to throw games to you so you have fun from time to time. That means you need to get better instead of crying about everything. Let's keep on going. Must bans for 2v2, v2v2 for the mode to be fun. So yeah, just like already a significant amount of the roster not fun. Do people really think Riot can release the 2v2 v2v2 mode and everyone will have fun playing it, as if the player base won't have a fully developed, optimal, obnoxious, near unbeatable comp meta and try harder than in their master promos at any fun attempt gets obliterated completely? Bro, we need some commas and periods in there. But once again, these complaints getting a lot of attention and a lot of support because it's wrong to play to win games now. Now, this is EU West, and for the most part, like, North America is the least competitive gaming environment, and that also, like, is heavily reflected in the esports, but also just in general. EU West and, like, European League of Legends, their ranked ladder is a lot more competitive, a lot higher skill, a lot more serious, but even like then, you're still going to find these weird complaints. And also, that's what ranking and MMR is for. There's a hidden MMR even in the League of Legends normal mode, that you actually get placed against players of similar skill, which makes it extra weird because people complain about being bronze or silver, but if they're also complaining about people tryharding against them, then that means they belong in the lower tier of players, and then they're going to be matched up against relatively similar players. Also, one thing all of these complaints ignore is that there's always a sleeper strategy. There is never an unbeatable or near unbeatable or optimal composition because someone will discover something, then that becomes the flavor of the month, and then again, now all of these like weak losers latch onto that instead of trying to find their own thing, develop counters, or develop around it. This is a really big problem with Pokemon. As you can see, it just kind of like spills over everywhere, and then just this idea of like Western gaming and being too casual and entitled and just being like, I want to play my way and I should win as many games or more games than other people, and if you beat me for playing my way, then that means you're just optimizing the fun out of the game and you're the problem in this team game, not me. So yeah, people have been upset about this for over a week now, ever since the mode went live for testing, but then LS recently dropped his tier list, and that's where all of this has just fully melted down. So, you know, tier list just kind of talking about placements, and if you actually watch the video, LS disagrees with the people that he has for his video. It's not him just saying, like, these are objectively the best, this is exactly how the game is played, you need these or else you're going to lose, even though there are some troll picks, but there's even, like, unique slots and stuff. Also, when you have a roster as large as League of Legends, it's not possible for every character to be viable. But the important thing to note is that there is disagreement among people playing the game mode. Sometimes like, yo, this guy's S tier, and then a response be, wait, no, I thought he was like B, C tier, he doesn't seem that great, and then there's situations, and then like talk about compositions. So yeah, it's like, it's a 2v2v2 mode. Work with your friends to develop, and then try to find like your own crazy stuff, and you're not, also like, the thing about tier list is that you don't have to play exactly by someone else's tier list. If you believe that a champion is good or can combo properly, then you can develop something and make it work. And also, if people are just going to be like copying the Z tier or like overly giga top tier, then you can find that champion counter and try to work around it, especially if someone's going to be running multiple of the same every time. But the response to someone else playing the game mode and doing, like, I think LS said he's done about 150 games, and then wanting to talk about how strong the champions are from his experience with those games, the response is, things like this are what's ruining a fun game mode. Not a fun game mode, and one of the reasons why Riot are afraid to even try. So now it just starts getting into like crazy conspiracy stuff that's like, oh, we just have Summoner's Rift and Riot doesn't like giving us new stuff because it gets optimized and then everyone complains about it. But I mean, like, if you complain about it, then that means you're the reason why Riot isn't trying, not the people that are actually like optimizing and getting the most out of the new game mode. That if the sentiment is, oh, it's already ruined because people try hard it too much, Riot shouldn't do this, they're listening to you, not the tryhards. And this call out really summarizes it. If you're playing to have fun, then you shouldn't care if you win or lose. Why do you bother if you lose to a player who enjoys playing optimally? Exactly, like, okay, losing isn't fun, but winning is fun. So people trying more to win, why do these players think, like, why are these players so entitled that they think they deserve the win more than the person trying harder than them? Then LS with the roast, how is it ruining the game mode when Riot made the game mode have ranked? Can you think? Exactly. If there's a ranked game mode, then that means all of it is competitive, even normals, because you need to practice in normals before you take it to ranked, or you can develop strategies inside of that. That also means, like, everyone is going to be trying to rank. And even, like I said, like, normals has a hidden MMR, so you are going to have skill-based matchmaking even inside the non-ranked mode. It's all competitive, especially in a team-based game where people are trying to win and have different philosophies about the game. And then I got involved with this and it was just kind of a mess. But yeah, like, when this is the response, you know it's over. Their value in playing the game is different than yours. They are being cringe, quote tweeting you over it, but it's also quote tweeting someone back without understanding their point of view. It's not a matter of smart, stupid, it's a difference of values. And this is one of those things where it's like, oh, it's just their opinion, man. You can't get upset at someone over their opinion, even if they're, like, objectively wrong about something. Again, millennials, zoomers, social media had just, like, ruined them. And it's emotion-based argument over objective-based argument, and that's why everything is going to crap. The game mode has ranked. It's not just a difference of values at that point. Also, another thing about just like ranked existing next to normals is that people are going to develop things for ranked, and then people that want to win normals without the stress of ranked are going to adopt those things from ranked anyways. So like it's inescapable. People want to win, but apparently you're just not allowed to win, according to these weak individuals. Yeah, social media has made Zoomers and Millennials completely hopeless in all aspects. Riot, here's our casual game mode, created entirely for fun. Please don't take it too seriously, as there's no ranking system and it's entirely meant to be a way to have fun with your duo partner, except that's just a complete lie. So another thing is these people just fabricate their own reality and they cannot handle being disproven, and they will just stick to their lies, to their made-up nonsense, or their complete ignorance. So this person has not seen anything about it. Like, they saw the one post that Riot made months ago about the new 2v2 game mode, and people are like, oh, it's gonna be like Earth, it's gonna be like Nexus Blitz, it's just gonna be a for fun thing. But then they don't know that the PvE is ranked only, and there's also going to be a ranked mode on launch, and then they're just trying, again, it's just all this projection. They're projecting what they want, and then refuse to accept any other facts around it. And then they think they're making a point. Just unsalvageably weak. This person's worthless. I have no other way of putting it than, like, if you are that deranged, there's no hope. You are just a completely non-functioning thing. Riot literally never said what you're saying, and actually said the opposite in that there is a ranked mode and it already exists. Click ranked in your profile, check arena, and then you see the top 100 players. Oh, thank God I actually found some sanity. Casuals are the bane and downfall of gaming. Okay, there's a few more bits of sanity. Play game made for competition, complain about people being competitive. I can't. Yeah. Where's that person that said someone will make a tier list of a new game mode and ruin it by tryharding because they were very right, people just cannot have fun in this game anymore? Also, what is it with these low intelligence weirdos not ever using proper punctuation or grammar? They just rattle off whatever idiocy is bouncing around in their brain, and then again, like, it's just this weird hypocrisy that comes from entitlement. So if you think winning is fun, you're in the wrong. But they also want to win because it's unfun to lose, because they want the new game mode to be for fun, because they're casual and they have no desire to actually like develop themselves or get better at games. But because of that, they're always losing, so they feel bad, so they want to feel better more often. And the game mode has ranked anyways, so like, how are you tryharding if you're playing to win a competitive game? And then LS with the response literally has a ranked mode. Ranked mode is quite literally the default and only mode. Then how is it being ruined by a tier list existing that is not like the objective, this is must how you play the game? The problem is the player base. If a tier list has too much influence over the player base and then people, again, misapply it because they don't have the proper game sense to interpret the tier list or adapt it or find holes or plays around it and then develop their own thing or find sleeper picks or things that slip through. That, again, this is not the be-all and end-all, but because someone wants to rank characters based on their impressions of their power level, that just ruins the fun. That just ruins the mode, and that's tryharding, because you want to at least categorize things and figure out how to win. So yeah, that's why I wanted to go off and like show this for the video, man. It's crazy. Also, I'm invested. I'm really looking forward to the 2v2v2v2 mode. I play League of Legends currently, and I've played League of Legends for almost 11 and a half years. So, like, I'm down, and I've also just kind of seen everything crumble. Like, no one's trying in ranked anymore. No one's trying in any games, and it's a very frustrating point for team-based games, but it's also very frustrating in the Pokemon community because, oh, no one's playing. It's all just like Japanese players because it's dead in the West, because Westerners don't have any desire to improve, and then when they lose a lot, they just quit out. And then you have nothing. Then you have a dead scene, and that's not fun anyways. So there we go, guys. The NPCs are ruining the new game mode and don't have the self-awareness to understand it. And we're going to see how this develops. If you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.